This is a message from Grace Gardner to the royal family, Queen Elizabeth, Princes Philip, Charles, William, and Harry. You met me after Princess Di's death, and this is things you need to know. And Charles. And this is going to be very, very sad news, very, very belated news about Princess Diana and and my people who stole me after I saw you. These people owned me and they stole me after everyone, like anyone I made a connection with. They would take me away, erase my memory, and oftentimes erase the memory of the people who met me and who were about to change my life. And this happened all along my life. For instance, I was Scout in To Kill a Mockingbird. If you haven't seen that movie, you really should see it. It's one of those movies you need to see before you die. And then they took me away, replaced me with somebody who I had been made up to look like through the whole movie, and erased my memory. And it was a brutal childhood and adulthood. And like I said, when I was offered the position of a nanny, and I could bring my girls, and it really was my dream job. I really wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and was never allowed to, and I was never allowed to keep my own money so that I could not stay at home with my children. And it would have been really, really nice. The offer was outstanding, and you did offer to send bodyguards with me to go and pick up my children. I don't think that would have made a difference. I think they would have killed the bodyguards and still, kept me as their prisoner. That haunts me, though. I think, what if I had said, "Oh, okay," because you were pretty sure that I would need them, and you had a sixth sense about it, and I should have listened, and I'm sorry. What had happened to Diana was the woman who kept me prisoner had her killed because she said whoever named their child Di must want that child to die. She, of course, was crazy. She's still alive and still killing innocent girls and people. Somebody from The Voice who they all felt was a lot like me, that she had her killed as well. So Princess Di is right here. Anyway, I remembered from looking at this, here it is, magazine. They're all people that this cult that owned me killed. And then I realized I was going to make a little movie of all these people, but I thought I should really talk to you directly about Princess Di, and I really have no way of getting free. I have the entire government U.S. government against me, and because Trump is in the cult, another cult, but they combined cults, actually all around the world. The satanic churches have come together to back Trump and make it look like he won the election, and they're going to keep him in power as long as they possibly can, because it is, uh, again, a form of insanity, and they want Armageddon, and they're going to get it if this madman is allowed to rule as president, even though he didn't win by a long shot. I think he got about 5% of the American people's vote, and that's why everybody in America is there's this backlash against him, as president, because people know that they didn't vote for him. Nobody 5% voted for him, and he stole it. The Russian mob helped him. He's been a member of the Russian mob for a long time. So just to watch your back. Any good people in the world have to watch their back now. So back to that awful night when they killed Princess Di. They made a snuff film out of it, which is a film of somebody dying. They film people as they're dying, and it was just a lark. They did it on a lark. They had no idea who they were killing, and what a significant person she had become in the world. And there is, I hate to tell you, but there is the film of her dying, and I think that the reason they did it in Paris is because they have a lot of people set up in the Paris area, and that's why Paris is having so many attacks, because it's internal. It's all internal. All these, I call them mooks, are making the attacks look like they're coming from other countries, but they're not. They're internal. Trump has done many attacks inside the United States to make it look like the Muslims did it, but it's him, and it's the mooks. So the reason why I'm making this so public is because you guys really have power to get the word out that these people are real, and they're to be feared, and they're to be taken down. We have to take them down. That's why there are so many hits out on me, my life, because what they tell people is that I want to change. I want to take away their way of life, and they tell it as though I am anti-American, but I'm not. The life that I do want to stop is the ones that murder. They are into child pornography. That is something I want to stop. I want to stop child abuse. They can't exist without child abuse, and it is a broken soul that they will go after, and they break that soul when the people are children, and they can go after anyone who has been molested or raped as a child, and a lot of times they can get them to join the Satanic Church. And what else about Di? I wanted to apologize also because they stole me. I never would have disappeared like that. And I know they got in touch with you. I remember that. They took me to what they call a safe house, which is a house that someone who was a recluse lived in, and they killed the person who lived in that house, and they continue to pay the bills and the phone bills, and they take over the house because nobody knows who lives there. And they took me to one such house, and you called. I don't know if they let you remember that. And I didn't know what was going on. So I asked you to trace the call and find out where I was. And of course, by the time, I think you did it, but by the time the cops got there, it was I was gone. So and the whole police force in that area was corrupt. Many of them are mooks, and what they do is they will take over the investigation and, of course, hit dead ends and say they didn't find me when they knew exactly where I was the whole time. This has happened to me my whole life, and it's continued to happen under President Obama. He helped to keep me from getting free, and now, of course, Trump. He's got me #1 on his hit list, so you know, what do I expect you to do about it? I don't know. I don't know. I'm out of ammunition, pretty much. I did want to apologize to you and let you know that I would definitely, I mean, it would have changed my life. I think it would have changed the world. And that's why they couldn't let me come to the palace and bring my family and be nanny to those boys. Lovely. They are, oh boy, are you proud? You should be proud. They are beautiful, beautiful people. And you heard, I'm sure, I've been told by President Obama that you heard about Kate, which I'm not gonna share on this, but that shows that her parents, at least, were in with the mooks. In order for that to have happened, they must be in a satanic cult somehow. And also, I was told that the nannies, at least one of them, will always be a mook, and so that they can have the reins, they can still have a say-so in the royal family. What else? Gosh, oh, the deer that you were going to start to take pictures of. I talked the boys into, instead of hunting the stag, to take pictures. You know, to get a shot at him with a camera. And everybody was real happy with that suggestion. And so the mooks used what we have here is the Star Wars system. I'm sure you've bought into it as well. And they used that to kill the stag. At the, you know, the thing that is so upsetting is that do it just to hurt people, like just to hurt the boys some more. They killed that stag that I could tell everybody, you know, Prince Philip and the boys just adored hunting him, and it just, you know what, how proud they were to even have a visitor like that on your property, and they just they just killed him. They used Star Wars to do it, so it was people in our military. And those people, I think, are dead. But they what they do is they use mind control and torture to get recruits to do their bidding, and which is always evil. And that's how they perpetuate the crimes that they're committing. And also the nanny probably put some dark thoughts into Harry and William. The things that they'll do, they stop at nothing. And so I guess you are aware that the people in your government, Tony Blair and Margaret Thatcher, were in the cult as well. And of course the war that we all got involved in was orchestrated by the mooks, and on and on and on. And if they're really just a handful of people, of misguided people, and now they're mostly mind controlled people. So it's not even their fight. It's not even that they weren't born wanting Armageddon. That was instilled into them. And so anything you can think of, you got to find out who in your government and in your military are safe to talk to. And if I were to get free, I could do a lot more for world peace. I've done quite a bit. And still trying, but it's really hard to do when you have the might of the U.S. government and U.S. military working against you. It's a it's a battle. It really is. And I'm happy to know that, I mean, you guys look just fabulous. You look fantastic. And I know what a big heart you have, and I think the world appreciates that. And God bless you. Peace.